This is Teddy. Teddy is very soft and cuddly. And when the moon is full and the stars are bright, Teddy gets to have the most wonderful nighttime adventures. One night, just after Teddy had brushed his very pointy teeth, he climbed into his cozy bed and snuggled down under his covers. The moon was shining right through the window, and the light felt warm on Teddy's fur. As Teddy closed his eyes, he started to dream. In his dream, Teddy was floating up, and away into the sky on a big, soft cloud. The cloud was a beautiful shade of silvery white, and it felt so fluffy under Teddy's paws. Higher and higher Teddy floated until he was way above the trees, the houses, and even the mountains. Up here, the sky was filled with glowing stars, and as Teddy watched, the stars began to twirl and dance in the darkness. They zoomed around in circles and flashed their twinkling lights on Teddy's soft fur. It was the most magical thing Teddy had ever seen. Then suddenly, Teddy saw something even more amazing. High above him, there was a huge elephant, flapping its ears and flying through the sky. The elephant was made entirely out of shimmering stardust, and it was carrying a whole herd of baby elephants on its back. The little elephants were holding on tight to their mother's tails, and they were giggling as they soared through the air. Teddy waved at them, but the elephants were moving so fast, they disappeared into the distance before Teddy could say hello. As Teddy continued his journey higher and higher into the sky, he heard a beautiful sound. At first he thought it was the wind, but then he realized it was music, and what music it was. It was the most beautiful song Teddy had ever heard. Curious, Teddy followed the sound until he came across a clearing in the clouds. And in the middle of the clearing sat a wise old turtle. The turtle was strumming a tiny guitar made of moonlight, and the music flowed from the strings. All around the turtle, the clouds were dancing and swirling, and they all seemed to be listening to the music. As Teddy approached, the turtle stopped playing and smiled at him. "Hello?" said the turtle. "What brings you to the seventh cloud?" Teddy couldn't help but smile back. "I don't know," he said. "I just saw some elephants flying past and I heard your beautiful music, so I followed the sound." The turtle nodded his head. "Well, if you have time, I would love to play you a song about the stars." And with that, the turtle started to strum his guitar again. The music filled the clearing, and Teddy closed his eyes, feeling the soft, peaceful melody wash over him. It was the perfect song for a teddy bear to listen to while floating on a cloud high above the world. As the song ended, Teddy opened his eyes and looked around. But as he did, he noticed something strange. The sky was getting darker, and the clouds around him were turning a deep, stormy gray. The wind began to pick up, and Teddy felt a sudden pang of fear. What if the storm cloud swallowed him whole? Just then, the turtle spoke. "Don't be afraid, little teddy bear," he said. "The clouds may look scary, but they're just crying. They need your help." Confused, Teddy asked, "How can I help them?" The turtle explained. "You see, these clouds have forgotten how to rain. They're too scared to let go of their water. But without rain, the plants and animals below can't thrive. The clouds get very lonely, so they cry big fat raindrops." With that, the biggest cloud let out a loud sob, and a single raindrop fell from its body. Seeing this, Teddy felt a surge of bravery. He knew he had to help the clouds, but how? Then he had an idea. Teddy floated to the edge of the cloud and took a deep breath. He closed his eyes and started to sing. He sang a sweet, gentle song, a song about the clouds and the sunshine and the happy things that grow on the ground below. As Teddy sang, he felt the cloud under him start to shake. At first it was just a slight tremble, but soon the entire cloud was shaking with excitement. Then something magical happened. The cloud opened up, and a single raindrop fell from its body. Then another, and soon the clouds were pouring with rain. All around Teddy, the clouds were laughing and dancing. They were so happy to be raining again. And Teddy felt a sense of pride. He had helped the clouds remember who they were and what they were supposed to do. As the clouds danced below him, Teddy continued his journey higher and higher into the sky. He sailed past shooting stars and planets, and even a friendly face in the clouds that waved at him and smiled. Teddy waved back, his heart full of joy. As he floated further and further away from the clouds, Teddy began to feel sleepy. He had had such an exciting adventure, and now it was time to rest. As his eyes drooped, he looked back at the clouds one last time. They were still dancing in the sky, and the rain they had brought was nourishing the thirsty earth below. With a happy sigh, Teddy closed his eyes and drifted off to sleep. When Teddy woke up, the sun was shining through the window and birds were singing outside. Teddy stretched his arms and legs and yawned widely. He was happy to be home in his cozy bed, and as he snuggled under his covers, he couldn't help but smile. He had had the most wonderful adventure on the seventh cloud, and he knew that if he closed his eyes, he could go back to that magical place anytime. And now it's time for you to close your eyes and drift off to sleep. Sweet dreams, little one. Thank you for watching.